Good morning from a quiet little street lined with pink blossoms. I'm Amy, and today I'm walking into my 50th birthday just a few days early. When I was a teenager, I thought 50 meant one step from grandma. Okay, maybe not that bad, but still, 50 felt ancient. And yet, here I am, planning a 20-day solo trip to Alaska next month. Still curious, still chasing cherry blossoms and adventure. So today, I just wanted to take a moment and those pedal to reflect, to say thank you, and to remind myself of everything this journey has given me. In 2022, I had spinal surgery. It was tough. Recovery was long and still ongoing in some ways. But since then, I've traveled around the world. In 2024 and in 2025, I journeyed through Oceania. Looking back, I've visited 20 countries since I was a student. But post-surgery travel changed me. Everything feels more precious now. Like every encounter is truly once in a lifetime. Yes, traveling can be risky. Yes, I wish my English or Spanish were better. But people I meet are incredibly generous, kind, and I always wish I could connect with them more deeply. That's why I keep trying. In 2023, I started learning about the indigenous cultures. There is no school subject for this in Japan. No textbooks either. But across the world, their histories are everywhere, alive, breathing, real. So as I traversed the globe and Oceania, learning from and about indigenous communities became my hidden theme. And yes, let's not forget the food. Exploring culture and cuisine. That's my dream combo. I love that. There is something about the night after surgery that stays with me. The ICU light, the beeping monitors, the oxygen mask. That time, the hours right after, the hardest for me. But maybe because of that night, the morning light always feels extra beautiful now. Even gloomy skies during Japanese rain season, they smell like real life, soil and rain, so different from dry hospital air. So yeah, every day feels like a gift now. But traveling, that's still the best kind of gift. During the world cruise, I missed some destinations due to my health. That was disappointing. But I met someone instead who ended up helping me during my Oceania travels. Thank you so much. So that made me realize sometimes when something doesn't go your way, it's just a new door opening. So since then, I try to live with a little more wonder and a lot more gratitude. Back when I was 18 years old, 50 sounded ancient. Now here I am, preparing a solo 20-day trip to Alaska I've never worked through a travel agency in my life, so planning everything myself is exciting and honestly exhausting. But once the journey starts, that's when I can relax, because I know I've prepared. And I'm never alone in that process. There are so many people to thank. Like, hi, my favorite Alaskan consultant, Sherry, who helped me throughout Australia and still does. Thank you. Hira, who once worked on cruise ships. So Brian, who shared chamorro culture and the mimosa plants. Sylvia in Mexico, a Spanish teacher who told me her Alaska cruise stories. Hey Sandy, who built a gravitational wave music device with me. Chaco, my wise and funny friends from the world cruise. And of course, my family. And the amazing crew of Asuka too. Thank you for showing me the joy of cruising. Australia and New Zealand are often seen as progressive when it comes to indigenous cultures. But Alaska is different. In Alaska, there are nearly 500 indigenous organizations, including 229 federally recognized tribes and over 180 native corporations. You don't see that kind of structure in Australia or New Zealand. So I wanted to understand how those systems shape daily life and how they preserve identity, tradition, and resilience. And I want to learn it not from books, but from the people themselves. Yes. South and North, the past and the future. I'm still learning. I want to keep learning. So now I walk. Thank you so much. So bye.